Sometimes I just feel like I'm not supposed to make stuff. And today was one of those days. It started off good enough. I found this. I kind of forgot that I owned it. And that was dope. I thought, you know, I could probably put this to use. I found the charger. Like, today I'm just gonna spend my whole day filming stuff. And it's going to be like a little introduction video to how I see the project going from here once I'm out east. So I filmed that whole little nice introduction sequence, swapping lenses out, going out to my car, driving out. But there was one shot there that you didn't see because I wasn't able to film it. This thing is a pain in the ass. Let me tell you, I couldn't get the thing to turn off. I couldn't get it to record. I couldn't get it to do anything. I duct taped the whole damn thing to the hood of my car, thinking I'd get a nice time-lapse shot of me driving down the road. I wasn't able to do it. No sour grapes, I thought. I like that expression a lot. People need to use it more often. I wanted to start the day off right, so I thought I'm gonna go get myself a nice breakfast. Do you guys have any specials today? Not only that, I thought I'm gonna have a healthy breakfast. I'm gonna get grilled food.
Do you want chicken or pork?
Chicken.
Breaded or grilled?
I'll do grilled today.
And how would you like your eggs?
Actually, I'll do breaded. Breaded sounds better, sorry.
Oh, you want breaded?
Immediately changed my mind. The food was delicious. It was great. But I wanted to get a nice shot of my food. And the thing is, this camera's okay for like B-roll stuff and things that are far away that you're not going to notice the resolution on too much. But it doesn't hold a candle to my DSLR. It wasn't going to do my country breakfast justice. Sure enough, I forgot my fucking card. How many times am I going to forget my card before shooting? It happens so ridiculously often. So I finish my meal and I have to go back to my house to get my card so I can start doing what I want to do, which is finding abandoned buildings. I get halfway home and I realize, fuck, I left my tripod. So I have to drive all the way back there. Then I pick up my tripod. I have to drive all the way home. I get my card. And I'm ready to go. Let's do this fucking thing. 95% of projects like this, I think anyway, the stuff that you don't see is just people doing this. You're just looking. Like you're driving down the road aimlessly and you just hope that you find some stuff along the way. I only got a couple miles outside of my house when I found this old abandoned factory. I vaguely remember this building when I was a kid. I don't know what they did, but the place is creepy. It's really weird. I tried to get inside, but the doors were locked, obviously. I thought about maybe scaling the fence, but I'm about 5 years overdue for a tetanus shot, and that thing was rusty as hell. But I did get stuff like this. And this. There was also this really cool, like, vehicle shed there, but the sun was right behind the building, and that's the thing that sucks about this project. And projects like it, I assume, is when the sun isn't in a desirable position, there's not much you can do because the building is either going to be silhouetted or the background is going to be completely blown out. And also, this thing was gargantuan. It was huge. I didn't think that I could capture it on camera in a way that would be visually interesting, even though in real life it was incredibly interesting to look at. And that's the thing about doing stuff like this, is sometimes the things that you think are going to look amazing end up looking like ass. And then other times, things that you think don't look that cool end up looking amazing. It's weird how it works. So I finished that location and it was on down the road. I want to get to the county roads. Let's speed this up to that part. Through the trees, I found this little shed thing. I don't really know what it is specifically, but it was really cool. and it was sitting next to an abandoned barn, which, I don't know. I feel like barns, especially in Iowa, are kind of overplayed, so I don't really photograph them that much, and this time was no exception. I didn't take a single picture of the barn, even though I did think it was pretty cool. I took a whole bunch of pictures of this little shed, though. It's cool finding stuff like this because you always try to examine, like, what's the utility? What did they use this for? And I really can't think of a single thing that this building would have been used for. Maybe to house a shovel or two or something. I don't know. Like, there's no way you could fit a vehicle in there. It's always fairly creepy when you go from a populated area immediately to somewhere where there's nobody for miles. The sounds of nature are very eerie if you aren't used to them. And I always feel like I'm hearing footsteps. Like the person that owns the property is there, and he likely has a gun, and he's likely going to shoot me in the face because I'm on his property, and he's never going to go to jail for it because I'm trespassing. It's never happened, never even got close to that. And when people do see me, they're generally pretty nice. The absolute worst part of doing stuff like this is coming up. I don't know what it is about large trucks and back roads, but every time this happens, I feel like I'm moments away from death. This is Little Mound Cemetery. It literally sits in the middle of a cornfield, and I find it interesting for a few reasons. The first of which being, it's on a hill. There are people buried in the slopes of the hill. And it's always made me wish that I enjoyed zombie films more than I do, because I think this would be an awesome premise for a zombie movie. Scene opens up. It's a rainy day at Little Mound Cemetery. It starts raining harder and harder. Bolts of lightning streak across the sky. It starts to rain so hard that the mound becomes soft, triggering a mudslide. Pieces of bodies are rolling down the slope. Caskets from all generations are just pouring down the hill. A few fully formed bodies fall out of the caskets. The undead. If I liked zombie movies more than I do, that could be such a cool movie. And I think about that literally every time I'm here. And I'm not sure what's more odd. The fact that the cemetery sits on a hill, or the fact that it's just randomly placed in the center of a field. You can't come here without hearing machinery. It looks like a fairly serene place, and I suppose that it is visually speaking, but there's always heavy machinery going on at all times. The dead here are not getting much rest. Now there's something that happens occasionally. Actually, it happens almost every time I'm doing something like this, where I'm out in the middle of nowhere, looking for abandoned stuff, feeling like I'm kind of in my element in a weird way. Someone inevitably texts me asking for pictures. It's always last minute, and it's always somebody saying, hey, we need to do this right this moment. And that's what happened at this point. And the person that asked me was my mother, so I felt particularly inclined. What? I'm here. I told you 5:30. It is 5:25. I'm 5 minutes early. So on to the Mississippi River we go. I love my mom to death. I really do. I think she's a terrific person. I think she's intelligent. I think she's insightful. I think she gives good advice most of the time. But that woman is the most easily spooked person that has ever lived in the history of the universe. And that's not hyperbole at all. Seriously. You can walk by her window, just the faintest of outlines of you. She can know that you're there. You could have just finished a conversation with her, and if you walk by her window and she catches you as you're walking by, she will scream at the top of her lungs. And I'm not talking about a little, I'm talking blood-curdling, ear-rupturing, throat-destroying scream. And our shoot was no exception to that. There were two people sitting near the bridge, and that's where I wanted to go to take photos. So I motioned to my mom, hey, let's go over here. They were there, clear as day. As we're walking past them, one of them say, hey. It wasn't threatening or mean-spirited or angry at all. It was just a, hey. That was closer. Hey. My mom spazzed. Are you really concerned about... 15 seconds later, the place where I wanted to go, you had to walk down the edge of some train tracks to get to it. We never actually got there because my mom heard just the faintest of train whistles, and... Just, come on! Just, come on! Come on! Mom! We'll be fine, I swear. Are you serious? And so the shoot ended and we went out and got something to eat, and that was pretty much the rest of my night. I've been working on this ever since. Damn it! Let that one fall more. There you go, just like that. Smile. I've been thinking I need some cool introductory thing. Like, did you like that little intro with the THX sound effect? I thought it was kind of cool. I'm trying to put in a little extra effort with these now. The last 6 or 7 months I've just been all about getting stuff out there, not being too much of a perfectionist. And what's got me thinking about this is this YouTube musician named Andrew Huang.
Hey, it's Andrew Huang.
He made a video about his own productivity and said that when he's recording a song, he never does more than 4 takes on anything. He's not going to get caught up in the perfection because getting stuff out there is more important to him than it sounding just absolutely perfect. And I've kind of subscribed to the same thought process the last 6 or 7 months. However, I am a bit of a perfectionist. And the videos themselves, though the memories of the experiences I hold dear and cherish them, the pacing of the videos often leaves a lot to be desired, because I was just like, just get it out there. Just edit, go, edit, go, edit, go. Don't focus too much on making it perfect, because getting it out is more important. I don't think I agree with that anymore. I think having a perfect piece is the most important thing you can do. Not saying that this video is perfect, but it's definitely closer. And he's also the reason I've been thinking about like introductory things, because every time he starts a video, he says, hey guys, and then gives an invisible high five.
Hey, it's Andrew Huang.
It gives his videos this strange cohesiveness, and I'd like to have that with this series. Really, I'm becoming quite obsessed, because I'm thinking about it all the time. What could I do to make it better? What could I do to make it more individualistic? What can I do to keep it me, but expand my audience? You might notice that the audio in this video is different than the downtrodden sad stuff I normally use. I had some jazz going on. It's all royalty free, which is another thing I never do. Turning over a new leaf, trying to do some new stuff. Give me your thoughts. Tell me what you think of this video. Is it too long? Is it fun? Is this style of thing cool? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just throwing shit at a wall and seeing what will stick.